Welcome to the Peacock Cafe. What day is it? It's Thursday. What do we do on Thursday? We come to the Jazz Collective. We are so happy that you tuned in. Today we have a wonderful show for you. Wonderful. If you love Louis Armstrong, we have one of the best spirits is live, Mr. David Green. He is doing Mr. Louis Armstrong. What a great man. Also today, we are going to be featuring a young lion. They call him Labs, but we call him a lion. He's taking the world by storm. He's only 15, maybe 14, but I think he's 15. Kalia Childs is here as well. We have some more special guests that probably be dropping in, but today is very special. We're talking about Mr. Louis Armstrong, Satchmo. What a great day it is. Today is Jazz Collective, Thursday. We just want to announce on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Peacock is going to be doing music all the weekend. So you can have a chance to stop by. On Thursday is the Jazz Collective. On Friday it's usually national acts. On Saturday is usually national acts and regional. So we are celebrating jazz for the whole month, whole year the whole year. So we have a lot of things in store for you. Who is you? The TV audience and the audience that's here. I'm so excited to have Kalia Childs here, and Mr. David Green. Can you pass me one of those CDs, please? You can zoom in on this right here. I'll be interviewing very, very shortly. What a great young man. I had the pleasure to know him about 25 years, and he's been a blessing in my life, and hopefully I've been a blessing in his life. He is a wonderful, wonderful spirit. So stay tuned and you will see what it's all about.
Coming to the historic Peacock Cafe stage, it is my pleasure to introduce to some and present to others the wonderful sounds of trumpet player and vocalist David Green.
hit me twice, didn't once again. It's something I love the lost time. Hitting just like this, my dear. Since they remember, it's been a long, long time. You never know how many dreams I dreamed about you, or just how they all sit without you. So kiss me once, kiss me twice, kiss me once again. It's been a long, but no time. Oh yeah, kiss me once again. Yeah.
And welcome back to the Peacock Cafe and the Jazz Collectives, where I have the pleasure of be sitting here with the wonderful Mr. David Green. Mr. Green, talk to us a little bit about how long you've been playing the trumpet and what are some of your early inspirations.
Well, I've been playing the trumpet since I was 6. I picked it up and it was just a joy. I love the sound. I love how it made me feel.
That is spectacular. Tell us a little bit about who some of your influences were in the jazz industry and who some of the great artists that you looked up to.
Well, I love all trumpet players. You know, this is the unforgiving instrument. So if you play the trumpet, I'm a fan of yours. But however, back in the early 90s, I was in Europe on tour with Dennis Edwards.
Oh, wow.
And he asked me, could I make my voice sound like Louis Armstrong? And I was a little hesitant at first. And I tried, and he said, yes, that's what I want. And the rest has been doing it since.
Wow, we enjoyed you just a few minutes ago with your Louis Armstrong doing the scats. Talk to us a little bit about how you picked up that wonderful skill and just began to perfect it and make it your own as well.
Well, when I started, it just started coming natural. I started listening to Louis Armstrong more, trying to perfect his style and the way he presented himself.
Wow, he's such a great in the industry. You're also a tremendous great in the industry as well. Tell us a little bit about these guys that you're playing with this evening and how you guys meld together.
Well, this group of talented musicians are phenomenal. I'm looking forward to having a wonderful time. I know every one of them, they're very capable, and that just makes everything much better for me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so kindly, Mr. Green, for joining us here for this interview and taking the time out to just give us a little bit of what some of your inspirations were. And we'll be right back with more here on the Jazz Collectives.
I often wonder over the years since 1992 what Louis Armstrong was thinking. A lot of these songs, it must have been what he was going through at the time, because they're really self-explanatory. So this next one is Be My Life Companion. We're going to start it. It goes a little bit like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, Be my life companion, you never grow old. I love you so that you never grow old. With that joy and living, just gotta go home. You gotta stay young, but you never grow old. People who are lonely can be old at 33. Don't let it happen to you. It didn't happen to me. My life's companion, you never grow old. You never grow old. No, you never grow old. Loving you and happiness are your habit home. Be my life companion, that you never grow old. I know a man is lonely, he's old at 33. No one wants to be old at 33. So this position sounds like living on the tree. Don't let it happen to you, and I won't let it happen to me. Be my life companion.
so glad to be in this presence of this young lion, Khalil Childs. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. We just got to listen to the great interview with one of the great trumpet players out of Detroit, Michigan, Mr. David Green. Oh my God, that's a treat. And Mr. James. So I just want to talk about how are you doing, man, and where are you from?
I'm from San Diego, California, sir. I've been coming to Detroit for about a year now. It's my third time here, and I'm super excited to be back here and to come to the great state of Ohio for the first time.
All right. Well, do you know who's from jazz player that's from Ohio?
Yes, sure. Of course, the amazing, probably the best piano player of all time, Mr. Art Tatum, the great, and his influence just in the virtuosity of his playing is a huge influence on my artistry and myself. So it's great to be in the same state where he was born.
And listen, he is groomed for success already. Most guys his age would not know that. So I don't want to. I'm just overwhelmed by this young fella. Who are some of the guys you listen to, my man?
Listening to, well, always from the very beginning I've been listening to the great Charlie Parker. That's just bar none the greatest of all time. The great John Coltrane as well. But in terms of more obscure players, I listen to the great Eric Dolphy. That's one of my favorites. In terms of cats that are on the scene right now, Mr. Emmanuel Wilkins, who I've had the opportunity to meet, and he's a huge influence on me. So those are my main influences, I'd say.
Okay. You know what? You just knocked me out, man. I'm just saying you knocked me out. I just don't know what to say. Now, give me some of your teachers that you've been studying with.
Well, two of my main teachers are actually from Detroit, where we met. For instance, the great Kamal Kenyatta, who I've been studying with for about 3 years now, I think. And he really opened up the world of harmony and just musicality to me, and being more of a sensitive musician. And also the great, one of the best saxophone players alive, Mr. Charles McPherson from Detroit also. And just being in the presence of someone great like that is just an incredible experience. So those are my main teachers.
I had the great pleasure of playing with Charles McPherson. He came, him and Donald Walton had done something together. And his son is a great drummer as well. I love him to death. So, you know what, I was just listening. I'm a student of yours, man. I was just listening. Okay. So, where do you think jazz, well, you are the jazz music of the next generation, so you are our future. So, what inspired you to get into this music?
Well, how I actually picked up the horn was I was reading this book. It was about classical music, and I really was inspired. I was really inspired to play music in general. I went to the music shop to actually get a violin first, and when I was there, I saw a saxophone on the stand. And keep in mind, my father had been playing the music of the great John Coltrane, who I mentioned, in the house, A Love Supreme and stuff like that. So I'd already had the sound in my head, and when I saw it there, it looked so complicated and interesting. I knew I wanted to try it.
You think it was calling you, say, "Hey, come over here and come and get me"?
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it.
All right. So listen, I just want to know, so if you had to pick right now, this is what you want to do in life?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about it. Music is my life.
I love that. Well, you heard it here live at the Peacock Cafe. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say about this young cat until you can hear him and see how his approach is to the horn. He is amazing. I heard him for the first time. I was just knocked out of my socks. Everybody that heard him. So, who are you touring with right now? Let's talk about that.
No one right now.
You are touring with somebody. Why why are you here? You doing?
Oh, I'm here for the J.C. Hurd at Wayne State Jazz Camp, and we work with tons of professors at Wayne State, such as the great Professor Vincent Chandler, who really it's an inspiration to work with him in the combos, and all Professor Chuck Newsom, all of them, and we have a big show tomorrow on Friday at Cliff Bell's in Detroit, and we're doing some original music of mine and the other members of the band. So it's really a joy to be just working with such great mentors and such, like you, sir, as well.
Well, Vincent is my great friend, and he's my mentor. I love him to death. So I also want to ask this question. So you're coming back for the Jazz Festival, and who would you be playing for? When I say tour, that's what I mean by that. Okay. So you're just not a local guy, man. They flying you in for a reason.
Yes.
So who are you playing with?
I'm playing with the same camp, J.C. Hurd, the J.C. Hurd All-Stars at the Detroit Jazz Festival. I'm really looking forward to it. Last year I was here for the festival, and I saw them, and that inspired me to want to be in the group. And luckily I'm playing the festival, and it's just amazing to there's the GW Marriott in Detroit, and there's this third floor with a restaurant on it, and just to sit down and see all these amazing musicians just walking past, it's like, oh, there's someone that I've been inspired by my whole life, and all the great musicians such as yourself at Cliff Bell's in the late night session. So it's going to be a joy to be in that the presence of the festival again.
Man, that's wonderful. So with this being said, man, we just want to thank you. I feel that you're going to go a long way. Everybody that hear you, man, just clings to you. And it's an honor that you are here, that your dad brought you. So, man, it's wonderful. And how old are you, sir?
I'm 15, sir.
Say that one more time, sir.
I'm 15.
Is he allowed to be in the club, Mr. David? Somebody said, what? Man, so it's a pleasure to meet you, and we're excited to hear more of you, okay?
I'm excited to hear more of you.
Right now I have one of the members of this superstar band that we got here. Here's a superstar in the music industry, quiet as it's kept. Ralph Armstrong is here. How you doing, Ralph?
I'm blessed. It's wonderful to be in Toledo. It's been many years since I played in Toledo. It's always a pleasure to be around civilized human beings.
Civilized human beings. What do you call civilized human beings?
People that live in Toledo.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant people that were really into jazz.
Well, people here are educated. Art Tatum came from here.
Right.
This is, and I tell you, one of the greatest philanthropists in the world was raised in Toledo. His name is Danny Thomas.
I've heard of him.
Danny Thomas, he
started
one of the greatest entertainers in the world.
Right.
He started St. Jude's Hospital.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for those of you who are, those are in our audience who are not familiar with you or your talents, start off a little bit. How did you get an interest into playing music and playing bass of all things?
Well, it started when I was about 7 years old. My father wanted me to play the violin, and I could never get a sound out of the violin. It was a squeaky sound, and I couldn't stand it. And one day I went to see my uncle on a Sunday. His name was Lee Crockett Armstrong, and he had this wonderful, by the way, this is on the internet, wonderful golden K bass violin. And I heard the deep, rich tone of this big violin, and I almost pulled my dad's pants out. I said, Daddy, I want to play the bass. I want to be like Uncle L.C. I want to play the bass and drive a Cadillac like him. Woman Toledo, big woman, love Toledo, but if you never did about foul, I had great teachers in my life. My mentor, Ron Carter, gave me private lessons, and also the great James Jamerson mentored me. So I was around a lot of prominent musicians who passed knowledge down to me.
And along the way, you have played and been with and traveled with a lot of different artists from all over the world, mostly the jazz and fusion. Can you tell me who have you played with and played for?
Well, I've also played with a lot of rock guys, too. I worked with Jeff Beck, Carlos Santana, Frank Zappa. I played with Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, Curtis Fuller in the world of jazz, Milt Jackson, Grady Tate, Gloria Lynn. O.C. Smith was my dear friend. I went overseas and recorded with the great Eddie Harris. And recently, I just wrote a book on Aretha Franklin. I played bass for her for 35 years.
Okay, that sounds like. Tell me a little bit about the book, if you can.
Well, the book is about love. It's about my 35 years of working with such an icon like Aretha Franklin. Because Aretha, this is my book. It's called My Friend, the Queen, from her court jester, Ralph Armstrong. Aretha Franklin was my dear friend. She actually told me why I was her friend. We would practice and rehearse, and she would cook me steaks, and I sit over her place for 8 hours, just having a good time listening to music, and she always treated me with respect. She helped people that needed to be helped, and she helped people who didn't deserve to be helped. But this book is about love, and I just wanted people to know how generous she was. She wasn't no pushover. Yeah, if you didn't play right, she would tell you where to go. But me and her, we got along good because I was a very jovial human being around her, and I was never afraid of her. Because people were afraid of, Miss Franklin. But I would come in the studio, and she said, here he come. I said, Aretha, you look good as a bacon egg sandwich. And I've been fasting for 14 weeks. She said, shut up, fool. And we just had a good time. And she was just a wonderful person. She was the most generous human being I've ever met. Every time I looked up, I got extra money. Ralph, here's 1,000 extra. And I said, thank you, Aretha. Then when I didn't play good, she told me one night, you wasn't playing it. I said, it. And the next night, I tried playing with my tongue and my feet. And she said, now that's what I'm talking about. Here's 1,000 extra. But back to the book.
Yeah,
There's one passage in the book, there's one paragraph, or not paragraph, but a chapter, where we talk about the great Curtis Mayfield, because I had the pleasure of recording his last recording. And I told Aretha, I said, yeah, you knew John Coltrane. And she said, yeah, Ralph, you played with Miles. And then she said, yeah, I knew John Coltrane. So she walked to the restroom and said, I knew him very well. I said, well, what was so different about him? He didn't wear no drawers. So that's in the book. You have to find out about that. Give it up for Andre White, a.k.a. Andre the Giant. We're going to have fun tonight. And you got Andre the Giant on the drums, just out of the ring. I thought he retired from wrestling.
I'm so honored to have Mr. Dennis Childs here from San Diego.
That's right.
San Diego, man. How you doing?
All right, man. Good to be with you, Andre.
All right. So, man, if you don't know, that was his son, Khalil Childs. And this is a young man that's doing a lot of great work in the field of turning things around for young people and giving them a fresh start from the penal system. This guy is great, and the work he's doing in his community and around the world. So I just want to, first of all, I thank you for letting your son come here today, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you, man. You're a great musician, and what you're doing here in the community in Toledo is outstanding.
I thank you. So I'm going to turn the mic over. I'm gonna start off with asking 3 questions, man. What inspired you to let your son play music? That's number 1. And what inspired you to do the things that you're doing in the community in your field? So, Mr. Mr.
Dennis Childs. Yeah, to the first question, what inspired me in terms of his going into music, I'm sitting here in Ohio, and my mother, from the time I was really small, she was always playing wax in the house, like playing records. And I remember growing up on the Ohio Players, groups like that. And, I grew up part-time in Tulsa, Oklahoma as well, Black Wall Street. And so the Gap Band comes from there, Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. So, yeah, and that experience of growing up, my mother was a first-class funketeer. And then as I grew older and started, doing my own thing in the music and listening, as Khalil said, I started really listening heavy to jazz. And John Coltrane, I have to say, got me through some really rough periods in my life, things happening in the family. You mentioned my work. I work as a professor and writer. I'm a professor at UCSD, and my specialty is looking at the prison system, or what we call the system of prison slavery. A lot of people in my family, I know you have personal experience involved in it, and so, it's been really important to bring attention to the struggles that people have gone through, and also the resilience that people have going through these horrible situations, and the way that music actually can be a way for people to heal and get through that. So that's been the combination with my son playing this sacred music, which is black improvisational music, otherwise known as jazz, and the way in which anybody who's going through anything can hear the beautiful music of a John Coltrane or a Mary Lou Williams and feel their spirit lifted. And so that's really the way the two things connect.
What I couldn't have said it no better. In life, especially in this culture of jazz music, you see it. They try to play it to the left or the right, but it stands by itself. And that's the great beauty about this music. We have a young man here that this experience is going to change his life. Just working with this music and working with things in life. So I am so honored that you allowed your son and you to come here today, man. And we thank you. And say your name again and where they can get your book from.
So my name is Dennis Childs, and my book is called Slaves of the State, Black Incarceration from the Chain Gang to the Penitentiary, and they can buy it anywhere online. It's available from University of Minnesota Press.
Once again, this is a scholar, and the Jazz Collective would like to thank you, and the Peacock Cafe. The next sound you will hear will be Mr. David Green.
for the child prodigy, Khalil Child. And now back to our featured artist for the evening, Mr. David Green.
Good evening. Good evening. All right. We're going to open this up with a little tempo change called Cheeks to Cheek. Yes, I I ask no more than this, just to build a dream on. Yeah. Let me just before you leave me, and my imagination will feed my heart. Leave me one thing before just to build a dream on. When I'm alone, when I'm fancy, I'll be leaving, go messing, making believe that's true. Give me your little and my imagination to make that moment live. Give me one hungry go by, just to build a dream on. In my senses, I'll be dreaming, romancing, making believe that's true. Yes, then you got just money to see. And my imagination didn't make that moment live, yeah. Give me what you will love me give. Of this to build a dream on. No, yeah. That's just to build a dream on. Yeah. My one only love, shadows fall, spread their misty shine in the hush of night. By you in my arms, I feel your lips so warm and tender. My one and only love, the touch of your hand is like heaven, a heaven that I never know. The blush of your cheek whenever I speak, tell me that you in my arms, yeah. Into my eager heart, it's such desire. Every kiss you give set my soul on fire. I give myself to sweet surrender. My one and only love. child puts such desire. Every kiss you give set my soul on fire. I put myself in sweet surrender. My one and only, my only, my one and only love. My one and only love. Around the corner, there's someone mad tonight. The taco by the river, I see me back looking down. Just to see me, just for the white deal. That's Maggie is back in town. This is good little disappear deal. After drawing out all the cash, then the night seemed like a sailor. Then I boarded the sunrise. Sookie's highway, Jenny Tower, like lingering in the ground. Oh, lying on the right here. By the back again, this back town. Take it, take it, take it. Singing our praise, Jenny Dagger, lying in the ground. All the lines on the right here. Now it's back east, it's back town. Yes, lying in your signals ground. Oh, lying on the right here. Not back east. Now let's back east. Yes, back east. Yes, let's back east. Yes, back town.
Why is he so much of an influence for the jazz musicians?
Well, Louis Armstrong, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a lot of movie stars. So that opened up my mind, my vision of him, you know, and I appreciated that, and I gravitated to the sound, the harshness of his voice, the rash in his voice, and it was really appealing to me.
So a lot of times I heard a lady said his sound represent going through something.
Absolutely.
And for the African American that we can't overcome. He was a true overcomer.
In fact, Andre, almost every one of these songs I have done tonight, when I hear the lyrics and sing the lyrics and think about the lyrics, it tells me something that was going on in his life. Right. For example, there's a song called I Still Get Jealous, or Someday You'll Be Sorry. You know, those tunes, it sounds like something that happened to him when I sing the lyrics.
Right. So, as jazz lovers, we hope you can just take a listen to Louis Armstrong. He's one of our heroes. Also, he's a part of Art Tatum's life too. So, being at the home of Art Tatum. So, these guys are very important. As we move on, as the young people take this mantle, we just want to let them know, don't forget about these guys that paved the way for you to be free and play the way you want to. Am I right? Right. So as we have a young 15-year-old on the bandstand, he's getting the culture of the music and the understanding what we have to go through to play this music and be free and play it. Not ride trains, not do anything else. You know what I'm saying? So he's a great influence, and we thank God for Mr. Louis Armstrong. Am I right? Gene loved him so much, he was over there singing all his music. I love old Louis Armstrong. I'm talking about that man right there, y'all. Let's continue. What you got there?
Next tune is entitled Moon River. Anybody know what that is? Yeah. We'll take you back. This evening I thought about this. I want to take you back in time for sure. And this next title again is called Moon River. Crossing human style someday. All dream and make you heart breaker whenever you are going and going your way to return off to see the world. There's such a lot world to see. The stain rain goes in, waiting round the bend. My huckleberry friend, Moon River.
called?
Moon River.
And what was it about? Moon River. I love that song.
That's Louis Armstrong. He sang it too.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Listen.
actually the same version.
Listen, y'all, give it up for Mr. Dave Green. I love him so much. He was a little bit up under the weather, and he started touring just a little bit. But I was going to give you, he was touring with, what was his name? The guy he was touring tour with. Who he was on tour with?
Dennis Edwards.
Dennis Edwards, y'all. The great Dennis Edwards, I should say. And we're just glad that you came down. I think we have time for just one more tune. And we'd just like to thank, now we're just getting off the air. We're not stopping the music, okay? So you will be right back. We're going to give you one more song. And what's the name of that song you're doing?
We're going to do Louis Armstrong's all-time favorite. My all-time favorite. What a Wonderful World.
Yeah, that's your cut for that. It is a wonderful world, isn't it?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see blue for me and you. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies blue, clouds of white, the bright west day, dark second night. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so deep in the sky, also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, say, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world. one